You ever notice how men will sometimes be head over heels for a woman who doesn't check off all the boxes on paper? She might not be the loudest in the room, the flashiest on social media, or the one who demands all the attention, but somehow he can't get enough of her. You look at him and wonder, what's he seeing in her? Let me tell you something. He's seeing what most people overlook. He's feeling what many women don't even realize they give or don't. And that, right there, is peace. That's what men fall in love with, not pressure, not perfection, not someone who keeps score. Peace, a man's day is war. It starts the moment he opens his eyes. He's battling expectations, obligations, the fear of failure, the weight of being strong when he feels weak, and the pressure to provide in a world that doesn't care how exhausted he is. Out there, he's tough, he's guarded, he's fighting to keep it together. But when he comes home, or to the woman in his life, he doesn't want to keep fighting. He's hoping for a space where he can let go, exhale, and be reminded that he's more than what the world demands from him. That space is peace. Now don't get it twisted. Peace isn't silence. Peace isn't pretending everything's okay or hiding how you feel. Peace is energy, it's presence. It's how a woman talks to him. It's how she listens without cutting him down. It's how she offers comfort, not criticism, when he's struggling to explain himself. It's how she touches his hand in the middle of his doubt and doesn't say, "Be better," but says, "I see you, I believe in you, you're still good enough to me." That kind of peace is rare, and when a man finds it, he holds on to it like it's the most valuable thing in the world. You might be thinking, but he needs to hear the truth. You're right, but there's a difference between speaking the truth and throwing it like a weapon. A man can hear anything, if it's delivered with respect and care. He doesn't run from honesty, he runs from hostility, and he doesn't fall in love with someone who constantly reminds him of what he's not. He falls in love with the one who reminds him of who he is, and helps him believe he can be more without making him feel like he's failing right now. There are women out here who think love is loud. They think love means constantly directing, correcting, pointing out every flaw, demanding every change. And then they wonder why the man shuts down, gets distant, or pulls away. It's not that he's weak. It's not that he's afraid of a strong woman. It's that he's looking for peace, not a power struggle, not someone who wants to control him or compete with him. He wants someone who makes him feel safe. Emotionally safe, mentally safe, spiritually safe, and when he finds that, something in him softens. He becomes more vulnerable, more expressive, more generous, more consistent. He becomes a better man, not because she demanded it, but because she inspired it through peace. Her energy made him feel steady, and that's when he starts to fall. That's when love roots deep, not in the drama, not in the arguments, but in the quiet moments where he feels like he can finally be without having to perform. It's not the grand gestures that make a man stay. It's not the flawless makeup, the constant reminders of what he should be doing, or the list of what he's not. It's that moment when he looks at her and realizes she's the only place he feels free. Free from the mask, free from judgment, free from the need to be perfect. And that freedom, that peace, that's when he knows he's in love. Not just in like, not just in lust, but in love. Peace is not boring. Peace is powerful. It's what keeps a man coming home. It's what makes him open up. It's what makes him bring all of himself to the table. Not just his ambition or his charm, but his flaws, his fears, his dreams, and his heart. Because he knows it's safe there. And when he feels that, he's not looking anywhere else, because peace, in a world that's constantly trying to break him, is everything. He notices the little things you don't even think matter. The way you tuck your hair behind your ear when you're nervous. The way you laugh with your whole soul when something really gets you. The way you talk to your mother on the phone with that mix of love and patience. You might not catch it, but he does. A man falling in love isn't always about the grand gestures or the red dress you picked for a special night. It's about those small, ordinary moments that to him feel like magic. He sees how you treat the waiter. He watches how you react when plans go wrong. When you're running late and still manage a smile. When you think no one's looking and you help someone out just because it's the right thing to do. He watches because he's not just listening to your words. He's reading your character. A man may not always say it out loud, but he's taking notes. He notices who you are when you think it doesn't count, because that's when it counts most. You might think the night you wore that new dress was what got him hooked, but no. It might have been the way you looked after a long day, hair up, no makeup, sweatpants on, tired, but still kind, still real. That's the moment he felt something different. Because for a man, love doesn't spark from perfection. It sparks from presence, from watching you be you, fully and unapologetically, when there's nothing to prove and no one to impress. Men may not be great at expressing their feelings, but that doesn't mean they're not feeling them. When you laugh at his joke, even the dumb ones, when you remember his favorite snack without him asking, when you support his ideas before they become success stories. He stores every one of those little things in the back of his mind. They become the reasons he stays, the reasons he chooses you in a room full of distractions. A man pays attention to how you talk about your dreams, whether you light up or shrink down, whether you own your story or hide it. He listens when you think he's tuned out. He's watching when you think he's distracted. That little comment you made about how you hate your smile, he remembered. And next time you laugh, he'll look at you longer, trying to memorize it, because it's his favorite thing about you, even if you don't see it. He notices the way you carry yourself when you walk into a room, not just how you look, but how you make people feel, the way you greet the doorman like he matters, the way you speak up when someone's being disrespected, the fire you carry, the kindness in your eyes, the strength in your silence. He catches all of that, and it moves him. You may not realize how powerful your natural moments are. The way you light up when you talk about something you love. The quiet strength in your voice when you're trying not to cry but still hold it together. He sees the tears you hide, the effort you give, the weight you carry with a smile. He may not say much in the moment, but inside, he's feeling something that can't be explained. It's admiration, it's respect, it's the kind of love that grows slow and deep. Men fall in love with women who make them feel seen, but the twist is they're falling because of the way they see you, the raw, unfiltered, unguarded parts. When you're not trying to impress, when you're not seeking approval, when you're just you, you think he fell because of the night you got dolled up and showed out, maybe. But more than likely, he fell the morning after when your voice was scratchy, your mascara was smudged, and you made him coffee without even thinking. That's when it hit him. You don't need to do anything extra. You just need to be. He's already watching, already feeling, already piecing together a version of you that he wants to keep close. Because love for a man starts in the details, and the details, they're made up of everything you thought he'd never notice. A man can survive without a lot of things. He can go without attention, applause, or even understanding. But one thing that will always make him fall deeply and stay truly is respect. And not just any kind of respect. The quiet kind. The everyday kind. The kind that's shown when no one's looking, and when you don't even know you're giving it. It's not about bowing down to him or making him feel like a king just because he's a man. It's about how you make him feel when he's unsure of himself. It's what you say about him when he's not in the room. It's how you carry his name in your mouth and how you handle his vulnerability when he shows it to you. A man may act tough on the outside, but inside he's asking one big question. Do you see me as capable? That's it. That's the root of it all. Do you see him as someone worthy, strong, valuable, not just when he's at his best, but when he's at his lowest? You'd be surprised how many men walk through life feeling invisible, feeling like they're never enough. And while women crave to be chosen, men crave to be respected. When he's working late nights, grinding in silence, taking care of things you'll never even know about, that man is searching for just one thing, a woman who doesn't just notice it, but honors it. It's not always about the big gestures. It's in the tone of your voice when you disagree with him. It's in the way you correct him in public or private. It's in whether you believe in his ideas, even the ones that haven't come to life yet. He remembers how you respond when he shares his dreams. He watches how you act when he fails. Respect to a man is not earned through gifts or praise, it's in your faith in him. And if he doesn't feel it from you, he'll start searching for it somewhere else. Not out of betrayal, but out of emotional starvation. A man wants to feel like a provider, not just in money, but in purpose. He wants to feel like who he is matters, that when he speaks you listen, not because he's right, but because you value him. And sometimes women unintentionally crush a man's spirit by comparing him to others. Why don't you act more like him? Why can't you be more like so-and-so's husband? Those words slice deep. Because in that moment, what he hears is, "You're not enough for me." A man will start to shut down, not because he doesn't love you, but because he no longer feels safe being vulnerable around you. And here's the kicker. When a woman truly respects a man, it doesn't make her smaller. It actually makes her shine brighter, because a respected man will go to war for a woman who believes in him. He'll build her dreams while building his own. He'll protect her peace, uplift her spirit, and multiply her joy. But if he feels constantly belittled, questioned, doubted, his love starts to fade, not because he's weak, but because the environment becomes toxic to his soul. So many women say, "He changed." No, he didn't change. He just started shutting down when he stopped feeling respected. You can love a man with all your heart and still make him feel like he's failing. Because for a man, love without respect feels empty. It's like giving him a meal with no flavor. He'll eat it, but he won't feel nourished. He wants your love, yes, but he needs your respect to believe in that love. That's what sticks with him. That's what makes him commit, fight, stay, and build. When a man finds a woman who speaks life into him, who believes in him, who stands beside him even when the world doubts him, he falls. Not just for her body, not just for her beauty, he falls for the way she sees him. Because when the world tears him down, her respect builds him back up. It becomes the foundation of his confidence. It becomes the mirror through which he sees himself when he's too broken to see clearly. And you better believe once he experiences that kind of respect, it's not something he forgets. It becomes the reason he wakes up earlier. It becomes the reason he dreams bigger. It becomes the reason he chooses her over and over. Because he knows deep down that kind of woman doesn't just love him. She believes in him when he's unsure of himself. And that belief, that respect, that's what makes him fall, and that's what makes him stay. You know what most people miss when they talk about love? They get caught up in the big stuff, grand gestures, romantic dates, flowers, trips, text messages. But that's not what truly sticks in a man's heart. That's not what makes him fall so deep he starts rethinking his future with someone. You know what grabs him quietly, deeply, and permanently, the little things, the small, almost invisible acts that don't make it to Instagram. The stuff that women often don't notice they're doing, but when they do, it makes all the difference. See, when a man falls in love, it usually ain't loud. It's not some huge announcement in his head. It creeps up on him. It's subtle, it's slow, but it's real, and it's often sparked by something so minor, the woman doing it don't even know it mattered. Like how she remembers the way he takes his coffee, or how she waits for him to finish talking before responding, or how she touches his shoulder gently when he's stressed. That stuff may seem small, but it lands big with him. That's when his eyes start changing. That's when the thought hits. Nobody else does that for me. A man doesn't need much to feel valued. He just wants to know someone sees him. Not the man the world tells him to be, not the role he plays, but him. When you say, "I'm proud of you," and you mean it, not after a promotion, but on a regular Tuesday when he's just trying, he holds onto that. When you laugh at his dumb jokes that no one else laughs at, he notices. When you look at him like he matters, especially on the days he feels invisible, that's a moment he don't forget. And it builds. It stacks up in his heart until one day he realizes he don't want to live without that feeling. What women often don't realize is that men aren't always good at saying what they need, but they're great at remembering how someone made them feel. That feeling becomes their addiction. That feeling becomes home. It's not the long texts or the long talks. It's how you made him feel seen when he didn't even know he needed to be seen. It's how you laughed at something he said when he thought he wasn't being funny. It's how you asked him about something small he mentioned days ago and actually remembered. That makes him feel chosen. Now here's where most women miss it. They think their efforts aren't enough unless they're big, dramatic, or perfect. But a man doesn't fall because of perfection. He falls when he sees consistency in the small things. He falls when you do something just because you care, not because you expect something back. He falls when he sees effort in your eyes, not just your actions. That's when his guard starts coming down. That's when the wall he's built starts to crack. And the truth is, when a man finds that kind of energy in a woman, it's like finding water in the desert. He could be surrounded by beauty, success, even attention, but none of that touches him like the woman who made him feel like more than just a man with a title or a paycheck. She saw the boy inside him, the tired version of him, the doubtful version, the lost one, and she didn't flinch. She didn't criticize. She didn't make it a moment. She just stood with him quietly in it. And in that silence he found more love than he ever found in loud praise. Women sometimes underestimate the power of the everyday, that 5-second pause to check on him, that text that says, "I believe in you," that smile when he walks through the door. Those things, that's where love lives for a man. Not in the chase, not in the drama, not in the test, but in the peace, the presence, the patience. He falls when he doesn't feel like he has to perform to be loved, when he feels like he matters, even when he has nothing to offer that day. You may never realize the moment you made a man start to love you, because it wasn't when you dressed up or said something clever. It was probably when you just sat with him while he was tired, or when you gave him the benefit of the doubt, or when you noticed something he thought nobody ever paid attention to. That's the moment he started seeing you differently. That's when he knew she's rare. She sees what no one else sees. She gives what no one else gives. And that's when love walks in quietly, sits down, and stays a while. You ever notice how a man can be surrounded by everything, money, success, attention, but still feel empty? That's because what truly captures a man's heart isn't what most people think. It's not the looks, not the lifestyle, not the chase. It's peace. Pure, steady, undisturbed peace. When a man finds peace in a woman, something shifts inside him. It's like he can finally exhale. Like he can finally take off the mask he wears all day, every day. The world demands a lot from a man. It tells him to be strong, to provide, to compete, to win, to carry burdens without ever showing cracks. He walks through life under pressure, and when he comes home, what he's really searching for is the opposite of all that. He's not looking for someone to impress. He's looking for someone who lets him be. Peace to a man isn't about silence. It's not about someone who stays quiet or agrees with everything he says. It's not about being passive or soft, spoken all the time. Peace is deeper than that. It's about how he feels around you. It's the energy, the presence, the way he feels accepted without constantly being tested, the way he feels safe without having to perform. When he can sit next to you and feel the noise of the world fade into the background, that's what makes him fall in love. It's when the conversations don't have to be heavy to be meaningful. It's when he doesn't have to defend his value every 5 minutes. It's when your love doesn't come with conditions or competitions. That's peace. Men carry a quiet kind of pain. They're not always going to tell you they're tired. They're not going to say they're scared or that they're hurting. Most of the time they don't know how, so they hide it behind jokes, behind silence, behind work. But when they find someone who brings them peace, someone who doesn't add to that weight, but instead helps him carry it, he notices. It may not be in his words, but it'll be in his actions. He'll keep coming back. He'll protect that peace. He'll start building around it, because it's rare. Most men aren't used to being poured into. They're used to giving. They're used to being needed but not nurtured. So when a woman brings peace, it surprises him. He may not even know how to handle it at first. He might test it. He might pull back. But he always remembers it, because peace makes a man feel like he's home, and it's not about making life easy for him. It's about making the hard parts feel worth it. When a woman brings peace, she becomes his place of rest, not his place of stress. She becomes the one thing in his life that doesn't demand more, but reminds him he's already enough. You don't have to be perfect to be peaceful. You just have to know who you are and what energy you carry. You can challenge a man without being combative. You can have standards without being critical. You can express your needs without turning every conversation into a conflict. That's peace. It's emotional maturity. It's knowing when to speak and when to listen. It's offering understanding without needing to control. It's letting him lead in his way while still standing strong in yours. When a man sees that, he doesn't want to lose it. The world doesn't teach men to seek peace. It teaches them to seek power, status, attention. But when life humbles a man, when he matures, he starts craving something different. He realizes that all the noise, all the hype, all the running, it means nothing if he can't find stillness in someone's presence. That's when peace becomes more valuable than anything else. That's when he stops chasing temporary thrills and starts looking for lasting calm. That's when he falls in love with the one who brings him the thing he didn't even know he needed. Peace is healing, it's calming, it's magnetic, and when a man finds it, he doesn't forget it. He may not have the words to explain it, but he'll feel it in his soul. That woman becomes the reason he starts believing in love again, not because she gave him a fairy tale, but because she gave him space to be himself. She didn't ask for perfection. She offered presence. She didn't criticize his scars. She embraced them. That's what peace does. And when a man feels that, that's when he truly falls.